Hey everyone, and welcome to The Beatdown!
Welcome back, you guys. Today's episode was the episode just after Slammiversary. That's what we're going to be covering today.
The first match we had on Impact was Chris Bay defending his title against Willie Mack. And unfortunately, Willie Mack did not win.
Well, I don't think it was unfortunate. I think that's the way it was meant to turn out. You know, Chris Bay just acquired the champion. He doesn't deserve to lose it so quickly. You know, he has to hold on to it. He has to defend it. We got to see how he reigns as a champion.
After the match, we didn't hear anything from Willie Mack. Nobody interviewed him. I hope he doesn't get pushed to the side.
It was interesting to see them talk smack to each other while they were wrestling. I definitely love when they do that, you know, especially, I know when you watch it live, you can see all that, and then when you watch it on TV, sometimes their voices doesn't get into the audio, but I feel like they're starting to do that more now, like where the wrestlers talk smack to each other during the match to keep it interesting. You know, we had Rohit Raju come into the dressing room where Chris Bay was celebrating. You know, he said, hey, keep me in your back pocket, you might need me. I don't know, I thought he was going to be a challenger. I thought he was going to say, hey, you're going to have to defend it against me. I kind of would have liked to see that. That would have been an interesting switch for Raju.
The next segment we had was the Good Brothers went into the ring and they basically were celebrating with a couple beers.
I thought they were going to bust out a Stone Cold Steve Austin.
It almost seemed like that, right? They're trying to go for that Stone Cold Steve Austin feel. Drinking beers, having a good time. I'm sure if they had a crowd, people would be digging it. And then they were interrupted by Ace and Madman Fulton.
Seems like they're starting up a new rivalry between Ace and his posse versus the Good Brothers. And we saw more of that towards the end of the episode when Ace pulled up with his van. And you know, they were kind of like teasing the Good Brothers. And then next thing you know, Reno Scum came in from behind. As soon as I saw Reno Scum interfere, in my mind, I already knew next week Reno Scum is going to go up against the Good Brothers. And sure enough, they announced that for next week. So I think the Good Brothers are going to be like kind of facing, first they're going to face Reno Scum, and then they're going to face Ace Austin and Madman Fulton.
Definitely, it's like a stepping stone. They're coming in, but they're not going to the top prize, which is Ace. They're going through his lackeys, Reno Scum. So I kind of like that we're going to see a little rivalry before they get to jump to the top and face Ace Austin. So that should be interesting. We also had a Knockouts tag team match. It was Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz versus Havoc and Nevaeh. I'm very excited to see Kiera and Tasha Steelz work together. They have really good chemistry outside the ring and inside the ring.
Jessica Havoc and Nevaeh have their own chemistry. They work well as a team, you know, and they came out on top, you know. Kiera Hogan tried to use the steel chair.
It seems like they're frustrated maybe because they're getting pushed down the ladder and they're not getting those big shots that they want. Also, we had Sammy and Ken talking in the back. Something about that they're gonna see each other in the ring next week. What does that mean? Like, is Sammy trying to make the tag team work?
I don't know. I think it'd be an interesting, not in a good way, I think it would just be an odd, interestingly odd matchup.
It's very odd. Like, what is he gonna tell him? Like, I mean, the only thing I can think of is, hey, let's make this tag team work. Because he wasn't mad, he didn't try to attack him, he didn't have a bad tone in his voice. But we'll have to see what his hidden intentions are.
I mean, you've got good old Ken Shamrock, and then you've got bad boy Sami Callihan, who he did have OVE, but he kind of ditched them, so he could be looking for that new tag team. But my question is just, is Ken Shamrock gonna turn into a bad character if he proceeds with, you know, pairing up with Sami Callihan as we've been seeing lately?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see what the announcement is gonna be next week.
Let's take a moment to actually analyze the episode as a whole. I didn't like that about 3 of the matches were like less than a minute. There was a lot of flashbacks. It kind of feels like they were just time fillers, or I get it, they're promoting their Impact Plus, but I'm not a big fan of the flashback memories. I think they need to get a new marketing strategy. What else does Impact Plus have to offer besides flashbacks, matches and stuff like that? You know, they need to have something else that they need to advertise. I'm getting tired of them They had like 4 flashback matches.
Yeah, they did have a lot this episode. I'm pretty sure that it's because a lot of people are coming back to Impact and they're watching again, so they want to get everyone caught up and updated.
I mean,
with what's been going on.
I mean, I get you, but if you're a new fan or a returning fan, if you come tune in to watch the Impact show, how are you gonna feel if you know you come to see Impact as what it is now, and they just keep promoting what it was then and the flashbacks and this and that? You know what I mean? I don't know about you, but if I was a returning viewer and that's what I saw, I don't think that's a good first impression.
That's very true. We hope that next week they stop with so many Impact Plus moments, so many flashbacks, and they give us some more knockouts, some more in the ring action, and hopefully matches that are longer than 3 seconds, right? We saw Rhino going up against Hernandez in 3 seconds. Like, if they would have took out some of those Impact Plus moments, they could have made that such a good match to watch. I'm not sure why it was only 3 seconds.
I mean, their entrances into the ring took longer than the entire match, literally.
And how does Rhino beat Hernandez? Like, Hernandez is a good fighter, a good wrestler, and he got beat with a single gore? I mean, was he drunk before he came in the match?
I mean, Rhino's Rhino, you know?
I can't wait to see what his excuse is going to be next week, because he could only last 3 seconds in the ring.
We do have this up-and-coming house wrestling skit next week. I'm very excited about that. I hope it's gonna be comical like Locker Room Talk. I love Locker Room Talk. I actually rather see more skits like Locker Room Talk and house wrestling, or just I like seeing more skits backstage as opposed to watching Impact moments of the week.
That's very true. Those backstage segments really give us a closer look into our favorite stars. We get to actually know who they are. We get to kind of experience that one-on-one moment that we all want, and we get to see how their character develops. I'm interested to see how the mix of superstars that are going to appear at Wrestle House is going to work, because they're all different personalities being bunched up in a little apartment, and I'm very excited to see what the heck's going to happen. What's Crazy Steve going to do? Could you imagine being in a house with Crazy Steve and that crazy monkey that he carries around in his neck?
I wouldn't want to be anywhere near them, that's for sure.
We also had an interesting match that poor Falaba is getting picked on. Moose decided to give him a title shot opportunity, and Falaba got his ass beat.
Yeah, I couldn't have seen it any other way, you know. We've got Moose, part of Moose Nation, defending his World Heavyweight Champion, you know. He has to defend it. He has to give him hell.
But why pick on Falaba?
Well, he wasn't picking on anyone. He was giving him a chance to see if he can beat Moose for the championship. He's not picking on people. He's blessing them by giving them title opportunities.
I doubt that Falaba wanted a title opportunity for a prop.
You know what a prop is? This is a prop. This is a prop. That is a champion. That's a World Heavyweight, TNA World Heavyweight Champion.
Exactly. A prop, it's just there to look cool.
No.
That's basically what Moose's title is.
No, it's a title, it's a belt, it has a status. It's championship gold.
You say so.
As Johnny Swinger calls it, it's championship gold, daddy.
This episode, we only got like 2 minutes of Deonna Purrazzo, and I'm very disappointed because I wanted to see more of her. I wanted to see more than a 2-minute segment, so I hope that next week she gets in the ring and she fights against somebody.
I'm looking forward to the #1 contenders match against the champion.
I hope Deonna Purrazzo kicks Kylie Rae's butt in the ring next week. My favorite wrestler, EC3, attacked this Moose character that you seem to be in love with. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. Is EC3 gonna end Moose's title reign?
I mean, if he does, it's not gonna be anytime soon. That's all I can say.
For the main event, we had a disappointing loss. The North lost their tag team championships against the Motor City Machine Guns.
Yeah, they lost them, you know. I think the Motor City, I love the North. But ever since I saw the Motor City Machine Guns on Slammiversary, I knew they, you know, I didn't know it was gonna happen so soon, but I thought maybe later down the road it was gonna happen. But ever since I saw them on Slammiversary, I saw they had good tag team chemistry. They had a lot of great power tag team moves. You know, they've got what it takes to be tag team champion. I think this is the start of a rivalry. I think the North's definitely gonna get a rematch, but I don't know what's gonna happen at the rematch. You know, I think both of these are great tag teams.
I'm just disappointed that the Motor City Machine Guns just came in and they're winning the titles. I wish they would have had a feud or they would have worked for it. And I'm against the North having lost their titles against someone who just came into the company.
Well, it just shows you that the Motor City Machine Guns are a good tag team champion. They're worthy of it.
Definitely, a lot of trust is being put into them for them to get the tag team championships right away. And I hope this gets better for the North because they're one of my favorite tag teams.
But you know, there's always that rematch clause, so we might just see a rematch in the near future.
You think Ethan Page and Alexander are gonna sit back? The North gonna sit back and not ask for a rematch? Of course they are. They're gonna be in that office first thing next week telling management where is their rematch. I'm also very happy to report that Impact Wrestling was trending on Twitter while it was live on television. The hashtag, and let me read it, Impact on Axe TV was tweeted 16.4 thousand times.
That's crazy, and you know, they did have 8,000, about almost 8,000 viewers on Twitch throughout the entire show, and you know, it was just leading up. You know, at the start of the show, I think they had like 5,000 or something like that, you know, maybe 4,000 or 5,000, and then as the show progressed, they definitely had more and more viewers tuning in on Twitch. And there's many more that were watching it at home on Access TV, you know.
And you know, it's not just the numbers are impressive, but just the fact that people logged in and they stayed. They stayed there. People logged in and they kept Impact on and they stayed because the product is really good right now. Never did the numbers drop. It always maintained at about 7,500, 8,000 people. So I'm happy that everyone is loving the product. Impact, y'all are doing good and keep it up.
Yeah, so that's all we have for this week. Stay tuned for more. Subscribe, like, comment, let us know what you think. What do you guys think about today's episode? What do you think is coming in the future episodes?
And this has been The Beatdown.